put baby in the corner.
No one puts baby in the corner. I'm over here trying to put
Yeah, it's in the corner now. What's going on with you?
you get your a schema stick in your hand, huh?
This is actually a Psy.
Oh, okay.
I'm teaching the boys Psy. They're gonna be Ninja Turtles when they grow up.
All right, Raphael. I got my bow staff upstairs. So bring that down.
What's up, man? Tell me what's going on.
Not much. I'm trying to get this thing jumped off. Like I said, old man on, call ourselves old man on because we've been doing this for generations. Four generations going on, 5 generations of gaming. Back in Nintendo Vision, then Atari, and then all the way up. So we like to come on here and talk about what we feel the industry is going. Different games out there, how distributors come out here and use us to test their games and steal our money, put unfinished games out there. But then they also like to spotlight individuals that are doing things in the community. There's some things, I mean, you and I have been friends for a good while. You've been doing big things, especially opening up the gym. Slapboxing, Detroit Slapboxing. Little plug, little shameless plug out there. I don't have too many followers yet. We're growing. So let's plug that out there. And then also in your day-to-day working as an essential worker, you know. So I just wanted to take some time, pose a few questions with you, chop it up a little bit, and just make some good. This is more of a stream, not a podcast, but just hear another avid gamer, or used to be avid gamer point of view, and see how you feel about certain things.
Well, as far as gaming now, I don't know, because I just had a situation that kind of bothered me a little bit. My son plays Roblox, and
My son.
Make long story short, they were trying to barter and make a trade, and he hit the wrong button, so he accepted the trade, which was basically a bogus bullshit trade, and it hurt him. It hurt. It like
Wiped his character, or took something from him that he really wanted and got nothing for it.
Yeah, basically, and I don't know a whole lot about it because I don't stay invested into it, but you know, what really bothered me that something as a game really emotionally damaged him like that, to the point where he was crying, just like he lost something of value when there's no value to it.
Yeah.
And I see it, and I was telling my wife, and I think she thinks I'm a little crazy about it, but I was like, you know, when I play a game, even though I'm serious, and I play for money and everything else, right? Played against all kind of people to the point where you beat them so much they want to fight you.
Remember them days.
But at the same time, like, that game was this. It was just a game, right? It wasn't no type of investment in my life or whatever else. It was just a game.
Yeah.
And I feel like now with these games, especially these RPGs, like, people have dedicated their life to this. Like Call of Duty and all these other
first-person shooters.
Yeah, all these games, and it's like I use it for example because, like, I even know people that are at work, and they're like calling each other saying, "Hey, you gonna help me conquer this area real quick?" You know, I mean, like, we at work, but they're playing on their phone. You know what I'm saying? And it's like grown ass man playing Pokemon. And again, I watch anime and everything else. I ain't got nothing against Pokemon, but I'm thinking, like, you know, you and your
in your line of work, you can't be messing around thinking about no game.
But they 40 years old, you know, whatever. So when, you know, they're down, they just like, hey, you know, let's do this, you know. And I'll be thinking, really? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll put my phone up and watch whatever on my phone or whatever. But I'm just kind of thinking of the mind frame that it takes. That I gotta make sure that I'm able to play a game no matter where I go.
Knock knock.
You know what I mean? Like, if it's not.
Knock knock. Look down real fast. I'm sorry to interrupt, but knock knock. Look who just joined us.
Hey, what's happening?
What up, though?
Oh man, chilling, driving
Well,
like
Man.
usual.
you just slid in, and Jabari was sharing with us an experience to put distaste in his mouth, where we were talking about gaming, and he just got done finishing talking about how like a simple game like Roblox that's catered to children doesn't even have a security to thwart ill practices with children. I mean, that's kind of messed up, you know. But go
Oh,
ahead.
Yeah.
it's a cluster, brother. It is a cluster.
Well, my wife actually put them in a little whatever, it was an hour class to teach them how to deal with situations in Roblox. Like there's things out there that are catered to teaching your kid how not to get scammed or whatever else online, and it's so crazy that we even got to do that. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
we were just playing Mortal Kombat. That was, you know, and you know,
get over here.
Yep.
Yep. Slide it in partially. Go. There we go.
yeah. And so I was. That's why I was, like I said, I was explaining to my wife, is the mind frame is so different that people even of our age are treating the games like it's a life or death situation, like they're invested in this. And if something happens to that game, they're like, oh, they're like so broke down. They're so like, and I don't understand that. And I love games, but I still want to just me and you in front of each other, jumping up, punching each other in the face. You know, like that's me. I
Yeah.
haven't gotten
Yeah.
to the other stuff. I'm not hating on the other stuff. The only part I hate about it is those people that are so invested in it that seems like that's all they got. You know what I mean?
And see, and the segue, and I got a crazy rabbit in here right now. I'm sorry. So if you hear some background noises, this bunny's over here just Ayukin. You said Ayuki. We were talking about Mortal Kombat. He's doing Mortal Kombat on his little habitat over here. But anyway, I had to talk with my kids before because I was that way. I started playing competitive FPS, and when you're in the middle of a game and you're doing, people are lag switching, people are using bots just for them to win. You can get money when you do things competitively. I'm out here in Las Vegas. I was talking with EA Sports about to do a big tournament and bring people out, and it started getting so wild. I had to apologize to my kids because I mean I would nut up if I'm over here doing something and they want to, oh dad, and walk past the TV. What's your problem? I was just like, is it really that deep? You know, my daughter had to turn to me and be like, it's a game. It's like, nah, but it is. This is not life. You know, yeah, you're in competition, you're in your realm, you're loving what you're doing, but your kid needs you. Segue, what's
Yeah.
going on? What you need? What's happening? Hey fellas, I know we're doing this. We built this team, but I gotta step away for a minute. And it took a while for me to be able to do that because this is like, hold up, man. Gaming started being my segue when I wanted to leave reality. Stuff ain't going my way. I don't want to blow up. I don't want to do something out here in reality. Let me go ahead and shoot some people in the face in the video game and get my little frustration off. And you know, that's good to an extent, but not when you ignore real life, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Funny thing you said about Roblox. Roblox is so relaxed in their security. I literally brought my kid a $20 car, and the car was already redeemed by the time we got in the driveway.
Oh
And it
hell
took
no.
2.5 days to get it fixed. I'm talking about I went to a store and brought it, and someone used a random pin generator and actually already had the code before I got in the driveway.
You know, I'm
So
about to talk to
yeah,
my
I
wife
don't
about
fool
that.
with Roblox.
I don't like my
No.
kid on Roblox. Roblox, all these little different blocky type games. Like if it ain't Minecraft, I'm not really happy with that either. But they want to play Minecraft on everything, every system in the house, every phone, every tablet.
Well,
Now,
it's funny
with
because my
Minecraft, I
kids-
don't mind. Go ahead, Dre.
No, go ahead, man. Go
No,
ahead.
I was saying, well, Minecraft, there's actually a science to it. Like I said, most of the stuff I do is with the kids anyway, and like basic coding, learning like basic electronics. There's a lot of little stuff in Minecraft that actually does teach a lot. Cause I was like, damn. Like me and the kid made a drawbridge, and then we had to mine like this special type of stone to make it power it, stuff like that. So there's actually a little bit of science to it where you have to figure out circuitry and stuff that I never thought I'd be doing like on an Xbox.
I mean, my 17-year-old, he impresses me with his little escape rooms that he builds and stuff on Minecraft. My issue is anytime there's a chat room, anytime there's a community that they can get in, that they don't even screen who's up in that chat room. And I tell my son, who are you talking to? You're over here giggling. I hear all you hear is, who are you talking to? Who are you chatting with? You don't know who that person, oh, this one goes to my school. How do you know? You know? Well, they don't talk to each other on the phone no more and be like, hey, here's my username, let's get on. Hey, they don't pick up the phone. You know, he does text my granddaughter, and then they might jump on together, but that's few and far between. It's not all the time.
But that brings up a couple of good points. Like we bought our kids the Nintendo, right? And they wanted the Nintendo, and they played that boy for a hot second. But they on that computer or them tablets way more because they connected to the internet and they talking to each other and everything else. But on another level, I think as men and as especially that we have boys, even girls, I don't even care. We gotta be very forward about how we explain what's out here and how people are trying to put that Jedi mind trick on them to meet up somewhere. And that, I'm very avid. You don't give out no information, none. Not word to Jew, not nothing. And then I'm like, because you're gonna end up with a dick in your butt. You know what I'm saying? You want a dick in your butt? You're like, no.
Right.
You know, I mean.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay.
I'm very straightforward. I'm like, look, they'll try to put it in your mouth. They'll try to do stuff. They'll try to touch you. Like, because we can't afford to not tell the truth. Because the more we try to coddle them, the more
predators out there. Yep.
The more somebody else is smart enough to try to figure out a way around what we do.
You're priming them for the wolves that are out there just to step up and be like, oh, you don't know? Oh, okay. I tried this. Oh, you don't know about this one. Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Right. So go out here and talk to these strangers or hit online and telling them, you know, your parents and about your parents and when they ain't at home or when this and that. Yeah, nah, we ain't got time for that. And that just started because my mom was very upfront with me. She made me watch that movie Bad Boys back in the day with Sean Penn.
The original. Yeah.
Because the scene when my man walked in and started bouncing up and down on the boy when he came in and had sex with him, my mama said, keep doing what you're doing. That's going to happen to you. I was like, ah! And my mom working with, you know, it's mentally ill. So she was like, yeah, people have been putting pop bottles up in boys' butts, open them up, do all kind. Like my mama told me all this stuff. So I was like, when dudes ran up on me on the street, I remember they was like, hey, you know, we gonna play house and you gonna be the girl. And I'm like, no.
I'm gonna play killer and you're gonna be the victim. That's what's gonna happen.
Let's play axe murder.
Yes. Starting with you.
That's why I be trying to get my wife to understand, like, these people out here, they so smart. They are find a way to try to get around something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the only one talking though, but I got another story to tell y'all in a second. Go ahead.
All right. I mean, this whole thing, I wanted to wanted to get us together to chat. First off, we ain't talked like this, the three of us, in well over 20 years. So family reunion. I mean, I'm gonna be putting that in the background when I re-edit this. But then, like I mentioned before, both of you guys are doing things. Royal, 40 and Still Gaming. I'm one of your subscribers. I'm looking at that right now.
Thank you.
Javari, again, I'm talking with you about Detroit Slap Boxing. I want to talk to you both about your mindset and what you guys are looking to do with your personal businesses as well. Continue to have us talk about gaming, us being family men, and just broaden us out and just have a good conversation. We have another good 30 minutes. I try not to do too much of a time, but let's talk it out. Javari was just talking about some things. Royal, let's hear from you a little bit. Tell me a little bit about 40 and Still Gaming.
40 and Still Gaming started just as a thing. The
That's
kids
us.
wanted to be in the digital space, and they wanted to learn how to do YouTube video. So I can't let them do anything that I don't know about. So I took on the full task of learning myself so I can teach them, so I can keep up with them.
Nice. Okay.
And it literally started with an Xbox One, and we started out just doing basic little videos and stuff like that, and navigating the social medias and teaching them all the stuff like no pop bottles in your ass and all that. Because we ain't here for that. So, because I'm like, me and Javari are very much alike with the I'm just gonna tell you the real, and you're not going to. You might cry right now, but you'll thank me when you're not getting jail sexed. You'll thank me,
Yeah.
So that's how I got started, and it just became a thing where next thing you know, we have a Twitter page, we got YouTube, we got a Twitch streamer, now we have a website, now we got merch. Because I realized if we're going to do all this work, we might as well make it into a business model, blow it up, get it making money, and then give it to the kids. So they'll actually have their own business before they ever have to go put an application at someone's job. Let's make this thing make money. You can make your own money.
That's
Whatever
it.
you decide to do in your future, cool. But this is yours right here, and I'm building it from the ground floor.
Do something you like. It's never called a job. You're just doing what you like. If you can make money off of doing it, perfect.
And it's a slow burn. I almost got out of it, and then shout out to one of my homies. He was like, "Hey man, where's your videos at?" I'm like, "You was watching those?" Because I put out videos for a long time, and I didn't think no one would watch them. I just put them out there. And dude was like, "Dude, where your videos at?" And I was like, "You watching those?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Keep it up. I love them." And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, so we have the philosophy, if one person's watching it, we'll keep doing it. Because I never realized that I was actually having an impact on people. Until that one day, the dude actually called me and was like, "Yo, man, where the videos at?" And I'm talking about, I had fell off. I'm talking about, I went 4 months and hadn't put nothing out. Nothing.
I'm almost that way right now.
Yeah. I was so shocked, and I'm so appreciative that someone's actually paying attention to us, and not in a negative way, because we're not putting out filth. The simple fact that we were able to impact somebody to the point where they felt compelled to contact me made me say, "Damn, I owe it to myself to see where I can take this, and I owe it to the people who are actually entertained by us."
And it's hard to put out content. It's hard to put out content. I mean,
absolutely,
stuff that we might think will be great to put out.
It's an investment.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Well, I look at it like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get out there. Thanks. And I'm actually going the opposite way, because I've been doing pre-recorded videos for the last 2.5 years. I think that's one reason I'm out driving now, because I just upgraded to a GoPro camera, and I just got the pieces so we can go full HD. But we're actually going back to Twitch.
Okay.
So we're going to go Twitch on a more consistent basis, and then we'll take that feed and actually make that into the videos.
And I want to work with you on that, if you don't mind, because I have a Twitch account I haven't done nothing with. I've been setting all these things up. My 17-year-old son is a whiz. He's been creating and coding and making games since he was 6 years old. He threw 6 of those on Google way back when, that people started actually following, playing. And when I go to him, I was like, "All right, son, show me some stuff." He thinks, like I'm the big nerd. It ain't cool to be messing around with your dad on videos and stuff like that. So he does his own little things. What does he call himself? The Blasian on Instagram and all that stuff. And he got TikTok following with almost 600,000 followers and things of that sort. So he's doing his thing right now.
I seen him pop up.
You seen him?
That said the Blasian. I said, this shit is.
And I mean, he taught himself Japanese.
Anytime you get somebody that's black at any type of age, that's we show put that shit on there. Blasian.
That's him.
Him pop up, man. But what I was in Royal, he was doing his thing, and then I started doing my thing, and then I didn't even know he was doing anything. And then I was like, "Hey, I came out with this. What you think?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, but I'm doing this over here." I was like, "Oh, okay. Why you never told me?" So I think one thing is we need to make sure we're marketing to ourselves, and not even talking about buying it, but I'm just saying we need to make sure that we're a tight knit community, and that's what we fail at as African Americans. Period. Like nobody sucks more at marketing than us. We fall for everybody else's marketing, right? We buy everybody else stuff, we do everything, but when it comes to our marketing, yeah. And I agree with Royal. Like sometimes I'm a little embarrassed of some of the videos that I was putting out at first when I was just recording myself, and Royal started upgrading my stuff, and it made me look a lot more professional. People like it.
There it is.
So just by Royal putting his hands on it and saying, "I got you," it's like people are like, when I go to work now, people are like, "Oh, I seen your video. Oh, I seen this and that." And somebody called me today, was like, "Oh, I seen your video. I didn't know you was doing that. You know, where is it at?" So it's like, it's starting to put me back out there. So I do really appreciate that. But
nope, I just found out I'm today years old. I'm like, really? Oh, dope.
He's today years old.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm trying to learn more about marketing myself. You know, and the funny thing is, all the marketing that I did for somebody else, but now that it's so electronic, I feel different. I feel lost behind it, you know, because
it's a different generation. It feels like it's a different. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Working in businesses, selling cell phones and doing all that other stuff. You got to know a lot about marketing collateral, because you got to market yourself. You got to be able to do a lot of cold calling. You got to reach out and do a lot of stuff. So you learn that. Starting the stuff with the magazine, what me and you was doing, we had to learn a lot about marketing and everything else, and models and everything else too. So
Incognito, holy crap, I forgot about that.
Right, the Incognito and Killer Image. Don't forget, you didn't know about that Killer Image though.
It seems like all that was starting back from when we were doing the Image International when I first left Michigan. Yep. Yeah.
Wow. And so I'm trying to get back to that now. Just hashtagging is just annoying to me, dog. I hate hashtagging, dog. I don't even want to think about it. I just want to post, and they like, no, you need that.
Hashtag that's life. Hashtag the cool dad. Hashtag dad bod. Hashtag I'm still gaming. Hashtag I'm still relevant. Hashtag I finally know how to hashtag.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, dude, why I gotta do all of this? But I mean, Royal got it. I don't. I'm learning. So whatever.
I'm still picking it up myself.
Same thing. It's actually, think about it. We're still at heart, all three of us. It's the same stuff, except for we're not hitting the pavement and pounding buttons on our phone. We're literally just doing the same shit we've been doing in digital space. And its main thing is kind of being aware of the technology and being able to use it, because it's been a learning curve ever since day one, keeping up with my kids and keeping up with the tech. And my family shakes their head because I have a new phone or something new every day, but it's not because I'm stunting. I have to stay aware of what's around me, because that's the only way we're going to get this bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be an expert, but you have to be able to have some level of proficiency. Javari don't even know. Some of the videos I actually did on my phone.
iOS, you got Apple?
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You got to know the iOS system.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even
because
though Android, but go ahead.
No. Well, the reason why, cause I like Android too, because it's open source. But right now, I'm old. I need shit that works yesterday. I don't have time to tinker anymore. Back in my tinkering days, yeah, I would have loved to have had like Android, because I would have been more creative. But now, I only have a little finite amount of time to do anything. So I need something that's going to work the way I need to work, be able to pull up the cloud, fix it, send it, and go.
Yeah.
So, and that's what Apple gives me. Other than that, Android is way more superior in my book. But I need like the geriatric version of Android. That's old people figure that shit out. That's what I need.
Understood.
Right. So no, shout out to Android users. Y'all got way more time than I got, because I'm driving back home to go to work right now as we speak. So yeah, I'm always on the go.
What do you do, Royal? What's your main employment?
I'm an import technician actually. When I got rent out a Radio Shack I took a job doing imports as a temp, and I've been doing it ever since like '04. Yeah, been doing it since '04.
Yeah, because what, Radio Shack completely went out of business, or Radio Shacks are still around?
Well, no, they're out of business, but they put me out of business way before they went out of business.
Oh, wow. We're losing you a little bit because you travel.
It's like, yeah, we know you do really great ever. Yeah. Because one day I walked in a $1,000 store, and I was on my way to being district manager. I walk in one day, they're closing the doors, and I got a townhouse and 2 car notes, and I had 2 choices: either take this job as a temp at UPS, typing entries, or go to Desert Storm. And my baby was 1, so I chose
to
take this typing job.
Yeah. Yep.
And I've been doing it ever since.
I got the gun off my hip. I don't want to put it back there anymore. Everything keeps tempting me to go back in that field, but I'm good. And Javari, you are an essential worker. You're essential to your family. Talk to me about that. I wanted to touch base and tiptoe as I said this. Time has evolved. Everything that was PC at one time isn't PC now. Different thing PC. How long have you been in the medical field, and specifically nursing, correct?
Well, no, I'm a respiratory therapist. So,
okay.
But so in the medical field, period, because before I left the military, that's what I did. And then I took a long time and sold cell phones and did every other job in the world.
I was there with you.
Right. So for the last so I've been doing respiratories for 10 years. For the last 16 years now, I've been in healthcare in some way, shape, or form. Being a respiratory therapist and this whole essential worker, it really keys towards me more than anybody else. A lot of people don't understand that because COVID is a respiratory disease.
Yeah.
So because it's a respiratory disease, I'm the person that's mainly got to deal with it, along with the nursing staff. Not saying that we all work together, but when the sicker that patient gets, it's up to me to make sure that I am doing the appropriate things to make sure that they are breathing appropriately, getting the oxygen that they need and everything else. And once they get on the ventilator, I need to know all the ins and outs of the modes and everything else to try to get this patient back off of the ventilator. And so it's a hard job. I like it though. I was going to go into nursing, and I thought they were miserable when I was working with them. And I was like, I ain't doing this. I know. So I ended up picking respiratory therapy, and I make less money than the average nurse, but I'm a lot more fulfilled in what I do.
How does the industry treat you being a man in this position, or is there a suitability, between a male or a female in that field, in your field?
Healthcare is still female dominated. Respiratory originally was male dominated, and it's funny because it's very sexist when I say this, but they typically made more money when it was male dominated. And we had to carry like tanks and stuff like that. And then as we didn't do that and it became more female dominated, they like lowered the pay scale. So it was like at one point nursing was here and respiratory was here. And then next I did this and whatever. And a lot of that comes to lobbying for your position in the industry and everything else. And we don't have appropriate
union reps or anything, or?
Yeah, like we don't have most people don't even know what a respiratory therapist is until they got to deal with one. Or somebody in their family deals with one, they be like, who that? And it's like, it's the person that put you on the ventilator. They're like, oh shit.
I know when I had COVID, everybody was telling me, man, you better get better. Whatever you do, don't go to the hospital and don't get on that ventilator. I'm over here, I'm doing Rocky. I'm getting back. And
a lot of that too is and just to kind of talk about what you're doing, you got to self-prone. If you really feel like you're having a hard time breathing and everything else, you got to go ahead and train yourself over and sleep on your belly as much as possible, because what it does is changes the aeration and how you oxygenate your body. So basically, if you land on your back you're oxygenating and the blood and flow and everything else is going to the lower part so you can reload and everything else. But what happens is when I lay flat and use the top part, laying down, I'm getting a difference in oxygenation because these are probably compromised. So it's better to use this now anterior, but if you're laying flat, we call it prone. Okay. To get better oxygenation and everything else. And we want to do that before you get to the point where you're about to be intubated. Because once you get intubated, everything changes. Gotcha. Being a male, again, it's funny because like I have, all female bosses and everything else. Some women are very cool, like they understand that some women have a thing against men because they had to prove themselves time and time again to be better than men. Yeah. So this is, and in healthcare, this is the one industry more than any other industry where women can move up, provide, run everything, be CEOs and everything else, and dominate, right? And so you get some women that want to prove that point and take it out on men. It's not all at all. I'm not saying that it's, that's the whole industry, but you can tell the difference between the ones. Gotcha.
I'm over here looking at my bullet points, making sure we've touched everything so far. I haven't really elaborated much about us being family men. Javari, you got a kit and caboodle yourself. You're like me. Everyone's like, how many kids you got? I got 6. 4 girls, 2 boys. So, Royal, what about you being a family man? How many children?
I gotta catch up. I only got 3 boys. Damn it. I think I missed the boat somewhere.
Hey. 3 boys is enough. That's a handful. Javari?
Here's the difference between y'all and me.
Oh, come on, my feed. Hang on, hopefully I can do this switch without being disconnected because everyone is lagging a bit. Let me switch to a more powerful.
This is all.
There we go. Can you hear me? Got y'all. Yeah. All right, now you started saying the only difference between us two and you. Now go ahead, finish that.
That y'all got when y'all got with y'all wives, they had kids. You know what I'm saying? She had son, and he had 2, and then Royal's wife had 1, right? Okay. But these are mine. Like I was shooting. Like, bang. You see what I'm saying? 4. Okay. So
wait, you have what? 2 girls, 2 boys?
No, 3 boys. 3 boys, 1 girl.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now I remember. All right. Wow.
Devonna be 25 this year. Jenna will be 21, and the twins will be 11.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, 3 boys. Good. Man, I still think it's comedy that we've took this long to get back together to still be doing like the same things, but trying to provide for our families, trying to live life the best we can, trying to stay sane. Try not to hurt nobody so we're not in jail, as you said, having our back ends open.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry if this is a PC show. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Hey, I can edit later.
Hey, don't forget though, Royal got I'm not saying this, but he got a podcast that he do every Monday with sports. That we need to put that out there. You know what I'm saying?
And go ahead, shout that out. What is that? What is your podcast?
Long story short, when I'm at work with my buddies, we just talk trash and talk sports. So we hooked up with this lady in Atlanta. Her name is Bree. Okay. She has a show that she invited us to called Simply Sports. We do it every Monday night on YouTube. And pretty much the premise of the show is we spend a half hour talking a little bit of sports and we talk trash for the next hour and a half. It is pretty much our room talk. And we do a little sports and a lot of life. Like one of our topics was last week was, what was your favorite sneaker? You know what I mean? Yeah, you may not have been an athlete, but everyone had their favorite pair of shoes. Another topic we touched on is, your kid just acted crazy on the end and got on the internet. What do you do now? So you don't have to be a sports expert to watch our show. All you have to do is live life, and it's fun. It's probably one of the funner things I do in the week. And shout out to Mike and shout out to Bree, because without Bree, she's an independent that just wants people to get on. You know what I mean? I can't thank her enough, and I can't thank my buddy Mike, for including me in on the show. So
nice, and that's kind of because we're looking to do podcast things of that sort, but for this, and this is going to end up on what's called Old Men On ... meaning old men on everything. I know we're not geriatric men, but we are older, and we got the 4 generations of everything. So it's our input on sports, music, entertainment, and also gaming. So it's old men on everything, and I'm going to get with y'all off of the camera and everything and ask you to help me bring something. I coined a certain phrase, and I want to bring out, but I want to make sure it's all trademarked and everything before everyone else jumps in on the bandwagon outside.
Right.
Because me and Royal just talked yesterday, talking about doing some stuff together, but I ain't want to be like, blah, 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 because then all of a sudden they be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Nope.
But yeah, man, my big thing too with the Detroit slap boxing,
talk about it.
I've been teaching martial arts for so long, and different and been involved in different martial arts, and I've been really finding that one thing is we don't teach kids and we don't teach women real defense, and then so therefore you need to change how you teach, but you got to change it for everybody. You can't just say, okay, lady, you do this, and guy, you do this. The move got to work for everybody.
Yep.
So and I've really seen that within the last few years in my own personal life, just because again we get older, we get bigger, we ain't jumping up, spinning, and doing all this other stuff. I need to put hands on you. You need to back up off me.
That's why
Whether I need to pull and then decide if I need to pull out a weapon if this is escalating. And then I'll say this about people that carry weapons, and I say it all the time. So I understand that you carry a weapon. I carry one myself, and some people say I shouldn't call it a weapon. I should call it a tool. So I understand you carry these tools, but how do you get to them in real life situations? When you face to face with somebody and they're right up on you. You tell this lady I tell my wife, okay, who is 5'4", that this tall man has walked up to her, and how does she get enough distance to even pull her gun? So there's a lot of things that go along with that.
And it all starts with the mental. It all starts with the mental. Do that threat assessment.
Absolutely.
Because is it an opportune time? Does she have the actual right to use deadly force or lethal force? And that's a lot of concept that a lot of people didn't understand. When I used to train Kempo, I used to train people to do Aikido, and also how to handle different firearms or a knife, things of that sort. I used to tell them first, just like you mentioned, these are just tools. Your first tool, your best tool that you have when you engage in anything is this one right here. And if you don't know how to assess a threat, if you don't know what you could legally do, when it's time to fight or flight's going to be your best thing to do, if you can, because then you can explain that. I tried to run, I tried to get away, I couldn't, so I had to do what I had to do to stay alive.
Here's the pros and cons to that. And you're absolutely right. But then it's like, okay, so I tell, like, now I'm not a runner no more. Okay, I'm fat. Okay, so now I gotta get the distance, and then if I burn that cardio up and they still decide to chase me, I don't want to be too weak to handle the situation now. So now I gotta get this space, and when I tell people that if they're trying to gain space on you, that is still an attack.
Yep.
And then the thing is first of all, the law is going to look at it differently versus, like, I think I shared a story with Royal, but I don't know if I talked to you, Todd, where now this has been probably like almost 2.5 years ago, but these two white guys tried to run up on me in the movie theater, right?
I think you told me
I'm at the
briefly.
movie theater. Yeah. And so I had to handle this situation, but so I patented my little smack, because I started filling out what works, and I did that, and I didn't have to stab these guys. I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't have to escalate that, but I had to hurry up and evaluate that situation where using my knife or using anything else was going to escalate. But when they kept saying they were going to follow me to my car, that's when the switch was clicking, saying, no, once I step out this door and you follow me, the other tools are going to come into play.
Exactly.
But everybody else don't get that choice. And when I say that is the police looked at me differently because there were two Caucasian males versus a big black guy. I was automatically the bad guy, right? I was automatically the person, even though they were the ones, they're aggressors. If it was, let's say, if a little small white woman was trying to attack me with a knife, I can't shoot her, even though, you know what I'm saying? Because they gonna look at me and go, dude, you 260 pounds. How can you do this? And I'm like, well, maybe I don't know how to fight, or maybe I don't know that situation. She trying to stab me, she's strong. But when we do that and it's a woman, you see, but if she shoot me or stab me,
yeah, they're
gonna be like, oh, yep, exactly. It really plays out, unfortunately, in life, what it looks like.
That's true.
And so,
unfortunately,
unfortunately, I've been in those situations way too many times in my life. So I had to learn personally that you really got to be real careful. But I cannot not protect myself because I'm scared of the consequences.
True.
I'll deal with that later. And that's why I tell my wife, I don't care what it is. We'll figure the rest out later. Shoot him.
Javari, I will say one thing. You are a magnet for random violence.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said I'm going to be, what's the takeaway of this? What's the takeaway? Don't be anywhere by Javari. Stuff is going to go down somehow, some way, if you're around that man right there.
Right.
I dress the fight when I hang out with Javari because it just might go down. Just might. It's always a possibility.
85% of the time.
First of all, I forgot that y'all was the other two there for that big old fight. Like, I totally forgot, for a second. And then that I don't start.
But that was my fault back then. That was my fault. I would take the blame. That was me and my mouth. That was me. That was me. Was me. Was me. Was me. Was me.
But look, first of all, I forgot that.
Same time, 8,
but
not 4.
Yeah, 8.
I'm like, yo,
hey, and what happened to the other brothers that drove by in the city? We're in the city. Hey, brothers, here's some brothers. We're outnumbered. They looked at us like, yeah, damn, we good. It drove off.
Hey, but that gave us the way to escape, though, because, hey, man, that was our escape route.
Look,
get back to the car. Let's get the heck out of here.
Them Arabic dudes looked at them brothers and said, get in the car or we gonna do the same thing to you. I remember that. And they slowly got in that, it was like a Regal.
Old school, yeah. They got out, look. I said, yeah, they are fine. We don't know them.
Cody, that was a threat assessment. They're like, they did a threat assessment like
that. Yeah, they said, I ain't walking into nothing right here.
I remember looking at Royal jumping up with keys in his hand doing a Superfly snooker punch. He was like, yeah.
I never knew the belt of a Sherlin with the little hooks became nunchucks. Ping, ping, ping.
I was like, Jesus Christ. I seen that like, are you shitting me? They're scared of a belt. They're trying to stab and kill us and they're scared of a belt. Really? Like, motherfucker, I should have brought my goddamn belt out. I punched somebody in the face with my car keys and bent them.
Look,
and they still had beef.
I'm tagging in foreheads. Pink, 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 pink.
Surrounding me, and then all of a sudden I decided to pull a sidekick out my ass. I don't know where it came from. I was just like, yeah. And then all of a sudden they go, "Oh, he want a kick." I said, "Well." Uh-oh. Did I lose you? Oh, you there?
He's still there.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
I'm over here.
I had to switch over.
Try to pull up a street sign that's bolted to the ground.
That was some. That was one of the most epic. That was one of the most epic fights I ever had. That was one of them. But it was just fun. It's just how it started. That was just the whole thing. I'm like, why? Why did that happen? But so I say this again. I don't start the fights, okay? They just somehow come to me, and I don't allow BS. I remember me and Todd was out at the bar, and we didn't end up getting to a fight, but it was close. And they started fighting because you was dating that one little blonde, and I was dating Sandy. And we was out and about, and these two started fighting and bumping into us. And Ty was like, "Y'all ain't gonna be doing it." And I just scooped Ty with my arm like the big hook, like, "Come on." But yeah, no, you're right. Like no matter where we go, eventually somebody does something stupid, and yeah, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I quit.
Comedy.
It's okay, man.
Hey, okay. We lasted all these years.
Yeah, we're still here to tell a story, so we're not.
Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep on another 20 years. Then we will be geriatric up on here talking about how's this work again? Where's the volume? OJ's family reunion. What? I can't read
it. My kids, they got my computer upstairs, man. He got Zoom. He know how to do everything. I'm on my phone like. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
Why does Roy look like a Beastie Boy video right now?
Yes. The ill communication is happening right now.
That's what's going down. That's all.
Fellas, let's wrap this. Let's wrap this. We can set this up and do this again. It was great talking with you both. I'm gonna kill this recording just for us to still fool around and chit chat. I'm gonna edit this later.